Hi, Facebook. Good morning. Happy day. Zen Jen here. Animal communicator, teacher. I'm here with my friend. It's my friend Daisy. So I just wanted to pop on today. I had made a post on my page asking if anybody was curious and wanted to learn a simple and easy trick for communicating with their animal. And I got a lot of people saying, yes, you guys want to know this. You want to know how to do this, and I don't blame you because it's fun. So I'm going to share that with you. I learned this trick probably 20 years ago when I very first started looking into energy work and basically how the world and the universe worked. And I found a book and I started reading, and the suggestion in this book was what I'm going to share with you right now. So what you want to do always before you connect with animals, if you're new to this, is put yourself in a very relaxed state. You want to really let your body feel calm and relaxed, and you want your mind to be clear. So if you can't even achieve that, I recommend that you work on that first, because you need to have clarity on the thoughts coming into you and going out from you in order to really have clear communication with animals. So once you get yourself into that state where you are calm and relaxed, and I would do this in a time where your animal is present. Maybe they are calm and relaxed near you. That typically happens when we start to meditate. If you're someone who meditates and have animals, you'll know that they usually join you. And so when you do this, your animal should be calm and relaxed as well with you. And you're going to close your eyes, and you're going to think about something that your animal really loves. Let's talk about dogs. So let's say, for example, what I would do is I would picture in my mind. So being visual is how what we think and see in our mind is how animals hear us. They pick up the visuals that we're creating in our mind. So when you're thinking things, and it's a picture in your mind, they're seeing that. So while you're in this calm and relaxed state, while you're in the presence of an animal that's calm and relaxed, I want you to, let's say we're using a dog, I want you to imagine maybe going to the cookie jar and getting a cookie for them and giving them a cookie. And then what you do is you imagine that image that you just very vividly created in your mind, imagine it as in a bubble, and imagine it leaving you in a bubble, and see it go across the room in a bubble and land inside the thoughts of your pet. See it just kind of enter your pet's energy and being, this image. So you will get a result if you're doing this well. That's how you'll know it'll work. Your animal will lift their head and look at you, or maybe if you're really good at this, they'll get up and they'll run to the treat jar. So I used to practice this, and I would just say my animal's name in my mind, and I would picture them lifting their head and looking at me. And I would send that image to them. And it worked. I remember doing it the first time, and my dog, and I was sending it to them, I'm not using any voice, and my dog lifting her head and looking at me, and I thought, oh my God, did that just work? So I play around with that. Play around with it, especially giving them something that they love. So if they have a favorite toy or a favorite treat, imagine yourself already doing it. Do you ever notice that when you're getting ready, if you have a dog that gets upset when you leave, if you're getting ready to leave, you haven't talked about the fact that you're leaving, but energetically, you know you're leaving, and your animal starts anticipating you're leaving. And you're like, how do they even know I'm leaving? You can't trick your dog. When you're leaving, they know, because they can read your mind. They can see your thought patterns. You're packing to go away on vacation. They can see what you're doing. They know what your plans are. They know that you're leaving and they don't want you to, right? Because they're a pack animal. Pack animals, to be separated from the pack means death. So if you have an animal that suffers anxiety, that's what they're afraid of. To be separated from the pack means death. So that's why they want to be with you all the time. It's not natural to be separated from your pack. So just keep that in mind, that's the thoughts that's going through their minds when they have those anxiety. But I invite you to try that. Imagine in your mind, the visual you create in your mind, imagine sending it to your pet, and imagine your pet receiving that visual and responding. That is the most easiest, simplest, awesome trick you can do. I'm a horse rider. And if anybody here has horses or rides horses, they'll know that the importance of visualizing. I was an eventer, so I used to do cross country and jumping with my horse. And it was always about visualizing yourself clearing the jumps and knowing you're going to make it. And I remember my horse was very reliable. She never, ever, ever refused. But there was one particular jump that scared me. And I kept seeing her refusing that jump. And guess what happened when she got to it? She refused, and it was the first and only jump she ever refused in our whole career together because I was scared, not her. So the value of what you're visualizing is so important, what you're thinking about. If you are walking a dog and you're nervous that you're worried your dog's going to be aggressive with other dogs and that picture's going through your mind, of course your dog's going to respond that way because they're seeing they think that's your expectation. They think that's your expectation. They don't decipher that that's what you don't want. They just think that's what you want because clearly that's what you're thinking about, so that must be what you want. So be very in tune with what you are picturing in your mind. So this is a trick that started me going, and it has worked for me in the past. I have definitely learned better techniques. I have learned more clear, precise techniques. And more importantly, it's fun to communicate with the animal and see them respond, but a lot of us want to hear back. So how do you hear back from an animal? How do you hear what they're saying? And it's very much the same way. They send images to you. They send images and emotions to you. So that's where we dive into this kind of stuff in my animal communication mentorship program. If you want to know the other ways to connect with an animal and how to hear them back, how to get those messages back from them, then you want in on this program. You want to know, and it's easy and it's fun, and I have more than one way to do this. So what doesn't work for you, there's another way that will. But I invite you, try that technique. Get yourself calm and relaxed. Have your animal be in a calm and relaxed state, and just start sending images. Imagine the images leaving your mind in a bubble and then entering that bubble, enters into them, and they're receiving it. Okay, so you're creating, you're sending, and you want to witness them receive that information to know that they got it. So try it, and then come back and let me know how it was. Let me know how that worked for you. If your dog responded, or your cats are great. I'm not counting cats, but dogs are people pleasers, so they'll do things very fast for people, where cats are like, yeah, you know what? I'm napping, catch me in 10 minutes. So you'll get faster results with your dog. You can try it with a horse out in the paddock if you've got horses, and send the image of you feeding them some grain or an apple or carrot, whatever their favorite food is. And you watch that horse walk all the way across the field and come see you because he's expecting something. Now here's the trick. You must follow through with what the images you send your dog, horse, cat. If you send this image of me giving them a treat and then you don't follow through, you've pretty much just ignored the conversation, and they don't even think it was real either. So most animals are in awe when you send them that information and then follow through and do it. Then they get it. They go, oh, I get it. She was really actually trying to communicate with me. I have said this before and I'll say it again. I've talked to many animals that say to me they're desperately trying to communicate with their owner. They're constantly telling their owner what their owner needs to hear, but their owner looks them right in the eye and completely ignores what they're saying because they're not listening. You guys are not listening. You don't know how, and that's okay. I'm not faulting you for that. You don't know what to do and you don't know how, but you can learn, and when you learn, you will change your life. The world around you will change. You will find love everywhere, awe everywhere, beauty everywhere. You'll want to stop and talk to the butterflies. It's just an incredible way to live. It really is. So I encourage you to try and practice this stuff. Let me know how it goes. If you're interested in participating in either a session or getting into my program, the next one starts September 23rd. Very limited space because I like to make sure that I'm giving everybody the best of what I can give. And if you want to just try a session, book a session with me. Let me meet your dog, horse, cat, whatever your pet is, parrot, snakes, spiders. I met a tarantula. I've worked with everybody, all kinds. I've even gone to the zoo and communicated with animals at the zoo, which I will not do again. That was really sad. But there's no animal that won't talk to you. There's no animal that won't communicate. They have the will to say yes or no. They have free will. They also are like humans in the fact that some of them are really chatty and have a lot to say, and they're gossipy and they want to tell you everything. And then you have other ones that are a little bit more guarded and they don't want to share all their information. They don't, they're a little bit leery about what's going on. But that's reflected in their owner. Typically, a chatty dog has a chatty, comfortable owner, and a more guarded, reserved dog has a very guarded, reserved owner. I know in my circle of friends and family, a particular dog in my life that's extremely guarded, and whenever I'm asked to work with her, I actually have to work through her dog brother, because she doesn't want to talk to me, but that's because her mother doesn't want to talk to me either. So the dog's picks that up and she's like, you know what, stay out of my business, because I don't really feel comfortable with you doing that. So just keep that in mind when you're talking to other animals, that they may not always want to engage with you, and that's okay. Pick a different time, because people are the same way. So there you go. There's my trick, my tip. You will be surprised at how awesome this works. So give it a go, give it a try, message me, let me know how it goes, send me a comment below, share and like this link, this video for me. Let's get the world doing this. Let's get everybody on board. It's time. Alrighty guys, have a fantastic day and a happy long weekend. Bye-bye.